Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Well, today, R2EU and I are going to go over some more Droids goodness for you. This is a four-part short mini-series written by Jan Strand called Droids Seasons of Revolt. And in this one there is an Ithorian master who owns R2-D2 and C-3PO, and he has the secret formula to this happy drug. It makes people happy forever. They taste it and they're happy idiots and obeying idiots or whatever. And there's also something for the droids going around called a caretaker virus, which R2-D2 contracts. Now, this is a very, very, very strange story because someone's wanting the happy drug to feed to all these people so he can reign and rule over them, so they'll have no will and they'll be happy no matter how much he taxes them or, bosses them around. It was a little odd. It's a little cartoony, which, by the way, the droids are kind of cartoony when you think about it. They should be used for humor. But I didn't really like this one as much as I did like the other ones. I just didn't get into it. Funny story though, I just found out about these comic books this year. I'm doing these videos, right? And I'm going through all the droid stuff. And as I'm going through it, I have all the trades of everything. Well, these 4 issues were never collected in a trade. Later on, Dark Horse would come out with an omnibus, and I think Marvel even has it all together in omnibus now. But I did not realize that. And remember, I wasn't collecting droids back then. I had to go back and get the trade paperbacks. By the time I'd gotten interested and said, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and buy droids, the trades were already out. So I just got the trades and I thought I had them all. But that 4-part series never came out in trade. And of course, no one ever talked about it because it wasn't that big of a deal. So for that reason, I never even knew about it. Until doing these videos. You think you find new stuff all the time. Heck, I help my own self find something new. But anyway, the last droid comic book I want to talk about is a one-shot called Droid the Protocol Offensive. It was written by Anthony Daniels and Ryder Wenham. And in this one, it's basically the droids saving the planet Talbor. I probably screwed that up, but I don't care. That was the name of the planet. Alright, so what did I think about this? Well, this one I did buy. This one came later on when I was getting all the books. So I do have the actual one-shot there. And I remember going, wait, written by Anthony Daniels as well? Well, this is really cool. Talking to Ryder Wenham, he actually told me that Anthony Daniels was a huge fan of the comic books. And he loved it. And he thought they got 3PO spot on and he wanted to do one. So, Ryder was more than happy to team up with Anthony Daniels and come out with one. He was gung-ho about it. He would rewrite things. Here's how 3PO would say this. I think he would say it this way. And it made for a great collaboration. And that Anthony Daniels is a part of it, that he wrote some expanded universe. That's pretty cool. And I remember thinking it was pretty cool. And it's a pretty good story. It's a one-shot, so I can't talk about it in too much detail without giving everything away. But anyway, it's actually pretty good. Now, there's a story that Ryder told me that a long time ago, back in the day, Dark Horse was thinking about doing another Droids miniseries with then writer Brian Daley. Now, if you don't know who Brian Daley is or his Han Solo trilogy, just wait a few more episodes when I get around to reviewing it. But Brian Daley was actually interested. They had asked him if he wanted to write for Droids, and he was gung-ho about it, but he had actually gotten too busy working on a project, so they had to call it off for now and, come back to it later. Unfortunately, Brian Daley passed away later on that next year, and so it never came to be. Now, I asked Ryder, did he actually get to talk or correspond with Brian Daley? And he said he did. And I was too young to really realize, no one knew Brian Daley was going to die all of a sudden. And back then, the internet wasn't really big. There was dial-up, so you really didn't get news of who was sick and who was ailing, and he died of cancer. But the thing is, I wish I would have known that, because I definitely would have loved to have gotten his autograph or gotten to meet him. Brian Daley seemed like a great guy, and his Han Solo books, which I'll talk about later, I think are pretty good. Anyway, folks, woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? Oh, the future that would have been with the Droids comic books. That's all I have for now. See you next time with another video.